A bit of a challenging time getting these big old beech trees out there. Good morning from Mount Stewart. So, got a lovely little video edit for you today of what we've been up to actually over the last few weeks. Now, you've heard talk about obviously our tree safety management and storm clear up and what happens to the timber. And I've mentioned a few times that a lot of the big butt timber goes to Cardy Timber, which is a timber which is just down the road. So you'll remember this video. These big lumps of timber are going to local timber chap Cardy Timber, and he'll be making them into nice big slabs. This is about a 3.5 metre circumference bit of timber here. It's really big. And this one, thought I'd do a ring count on this tree here that we're just planning the works to gather up and extract the timber. So you get an idea of some of the size of the timber that is going out. Now, Cardy Timber, just down the road from us, him and his team make these amazing pieces of furniture out of them, and it's obviously a real good way to, one, lock in the carbon. It gets stored permanently in that furniture, but also it does the trees justice. I mean, these are beautiful old trees, and whilst we leave lots of deadwood around the place, we do also want to make some really nice pieces out of it that have a little legacy. So I'll take you on that journey from forest to furniture. So we better get going. Okay, so we're all hooked on. We're using our dump trailer to pick up most of the pieces of timber and take them over today. Ed's going to be driving the tractor later on, and I've got the telehandler which will lift some of these pieces of wood. So some of these pieces of wood are like 3-4 ton, big pieces, and we want to get them out clean and then take them over to Cardy just down the road. So we'll get on over there and get the telehandler set up and bring you with us. Okay, so we've had a bit of a challenging time getting these big old beech trees out that were taken down a couple of years ago. These are the 260 or 270 year old ones, but we've brought in our excavator so we can roll them out this time. So as you can see, we've got some big pieces here, and the ground's getting a little churned up, so we'll get the digger on the go, get them rolled out, and then the telehandler can pick them up.
80, 55, 55.
Oh, it's a bouncy old ride, this tractor, especially when you've got a bit of weight in the back. Alright, that's us all done. Let's go have a chat to Craig. Alright, so Craig's here. Craig is the owner of Cardy Timber, and you're already eyeing up what we've brought over to you. So this is literally what we brought over today. So you can see all of this stuff, some of the big beech from the dairy area, got some of the Scots pines behind me, some big bits of cedar around the back there. So we brought all sorts of bits over. So what's catching your eye so far, and what's your plans?
What's not to catch your eye? It's fantastic. These Nordmandiana? Is that right?
Yeah, Nordman fir, yeah.
Nordman fir. Beautiful, beautiful, nice, perfectly straight pieces. They're stunning. When were they planted, Toby?
These ones are about, I think it was 166, we counted that as. So these are from the Lilywood. Everyone watching will have seen the video of that one when it had the root blown kind of over. Then we cleared that one up for the gardens team.
Beautiful. Can't wait to see what those are like in the middle. Beautiful, beautiful timber. And then the big beech that has arrived. Some fantastic different unions going on in it, and some fantastic, really, really different pieces to work with.
So we'd had a little chat about this particular piece here before, and you were toying with a tiered throne or something, weren't you?
Well,
maybe.
That's a possibility. Yeah. See what it's like when we get all this out of the middle.
So just for everyone, how does it get to a piece of furniture? I think this is probably the bit that people kind of don't understand how much work goes into this.
Yeah, this, you're talking in and around 3 years typically. So it'll sit here for it'll take us 6 months to get all this milled, and then it'll then go into the drying stacks for a minimum of 2 years, and then after that it has to go to the kiln and then come back from the kiln. So it's typically around 3 to 4 years by the time we actually get something.
Well, let's have a look at those when they've been milled, and we'll also get a little glance, hopefully edit this in, of them being milled. Alright, now this is a pretty impressive stack of timber here.
Yeah, so this is some of the stuff. There's some Monterey cypress in there in the bottom. We've got some beech, we've got some oak, then some fir as well. And that's around 2.5 years now, sitting drying. So that's because it's fir, it'll have dried a little bit quicker. So I would say this autumn we're good to get that opened up, get some of it clean one piece, and then send the rest off to the kiln, and let it do its process in the kilns to bring the final moisture out of it.
I think one of the things with all of this on camera, it just doesn't do it justice, and I'll say this again when we actually look at some of the finished pieces. Does not do it justice. It's well worth booking in a slot to see Craig and have a look at some of these pieces, but he does have a lot of imagery on his website and Facebook page, but it's really nice to see these big bits of wood, and this is what I wanted to tell this story of Forester Furniture is you know, this stuff gets locked in, the carbon's locked in as permanent furniture pieces, and of course it really does these trees justice, and there are some absolutely beautiful pieces, and I think we should pop inside and have a look at those. So let's mask up.
So yeah, we've everything in here from the very smallest pieces, chopping boards. You know, there's nothing's wasted here. Everything from as small as this right through to the big stuff in the other rooms. Some cedar, some spalted beech. There's a piece of tippy bird Irish oak. Beautiful piece.
Again, the camera doesn't do this justice. And these are the fresh sanded pieces, so they haven't had any of the final varnishing or waxing finishes on them yet. Let's look at some of these bigger pieces.
So yeah, this is when we say bigger pieces, there's how big do you want? We've got stuff right up to 3 meters by 1.5 meters in size. Sort of 14, 16 seater dining tables.
Yeah, the cameras, again, just don't do this justice. Absolutely beautiful. Tell us a little bit how do you get them like this? And again, the camera does not do these justice. And these are so smooth, so beautiful smooth. And again, they still haven't actually had their final coats, have they?
No. We have some here that are finished, but let's say when you go through, when they come back from the kiln, then it's a matter of one of our guys in the workshop completely sanding it down, cleaning it down if it needs evened out, sanding it right down, and then just leaving it ready. Some customers like to oil it themselves, some like a finished look, so we provide that option for people. But there's a vast selection of species in here, everything from spalted beech, walnut, monkey puzzle, sycamore, oak, yew, ash, Monterey cypress, cedar of Lebanon. A big range of species there as well.
So, for people who aren't familiar with some of the terms that we're talking about here, so spalted, you probably heard me talk about that quite a lot. So this is the term for a piece of wood that has fungus veining through it. So you've heard me talk about honey fungus and ganoderma when I've talked about fungal decay in trees. But if you catch it just at the right period in its decay, they produce these most amazing little features, and this is spalting. So we'll take a closer look at this. This piece in particular is actually from Mount Stewart. That came over, when was it, Craig? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, 3, coming on 3 years now.
So we'll take a look, and if you, again, camera does not do this justice, but can you see this beautiful veining? And again, this hasn't had its final coats to bring out the colours in this. It's a beautiful piece all the way down. Fantastic spalting. If you're a wood nerd like me and Craig, you know, we could spend here hours just looking at all of the little intricate features of this. Just walking past this particular piece here, this is one of the bits that has its final coats on, and you can see the difference in the colours. So here's an unsanded piece, here's the piece that's had its... How many layers of waxing's gone onto that one, Craig?
That one's a restaurant quality lacquer, so that's polyurethane lacquer and some epoxy resin in the gaps.
So yeah, some people like the gap filling here. It kind of features You see that passing around there. We've got like river resin tables and things like that. Some people like the undulations that you get within the wood as well.
Finished piece of ash.
So this is beautiful colour again. The colour you get from this ash once it's finished, ash is quite a white wood. Now it is actually coming up particularly warm and orange on that finish, which is really nice. And you can see some of the old larval burrowing holes here, which actually makes a really nice little feature.
Yeah.
So
they've then been filled in with the resin that we were talking about earlier, so they're all completely filled.
So this is beautiful, and again, like I say, this is only a tiny little insight, but I really wanted to get everything that you normally see from me, and actually here, this is all these finished products. So thank you, Craig, for telling us a little bit about this. And I say, Craig's a local supplier here, and we are just a mile down the road here. So this is coming from Forester Furniture, all within the local area, and these pieces are beautiful. So thank you, Craig.
Thank you very much, Toby.